Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay, and this is Life with Lindsay. Today, we have a WIP in chat. If you don't know what that is, WIP is WIP, or work in progress. Don't mind me. My desk is always disorganized. I'm going to grab some of these colors while I chit-chat. Let's turn on our light pad. I am one of those people, by the way. Don't mind the ugly nails. I have to have a light pad, no matter what. My eyes are just not great, so let's get that out of the way. Anyway, so I will be working on my old shoe house. This is a piece from Diamond Art Club. You can see it is a biggin. I am about right in here, and then I have all of this done around it. So I wouldn't say when that's done, I'll probably be about halfway. Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? What are you guys working on? Let me know down below. A couple boring housekeeping tips. If you hear noise directly to my left, I do have a fan running. My husband has the monitor, so no tiny human sounds, I don't think. And, yeah, I think that's all I can think of. Let's get this. All right. So, I was asked once if I thought it was necessary for people to get a big light pad. And my answer is no. I don't know if you could just see that, but I just maneuvered that pretty easily. Okay, so this is... I don't normally portion off my canvases. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you guys do or not. But for me, I just work in such a large area. Actually, you know what? Where are you at? Nope, I don't want to cut that. See, this is the thing. I don't work in these kinds of... I don't work under these kinds of restrictions normally. So maybe I will use this. You guys, are you here for the rambles? Because this is the most rambly video ever. I feel like I say that in every video. Alright. So, I don't normally portion off my videos. Let me get back to my original train of thought here before I lose my mind further. And I did for this canvas just because of the sheer size of it. And please don't tear. I had that happen. Yep, it did tear. Crap. On another section, and I needed tweezers to dig out where the plastic was stuck to the canvas. This is probably making for a great video. So, if you ever thought you diamond painted wrong, just remember there's no right or wrong way to diamond paint. And, I feel like that's further proof that I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's try this again. So anyway, for the 15th attempt here, I don't typically section off my canvas because I work in really large spaces and I just kind of wander. And that doesn't really work well with being sectioned. But this canvas is so big, like I can see there's plastic right here, that I seriously feel like I might have to pause this video because I can't get it. If you guys have any tips or tricks for me, let me know down below. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So I just pulled this light down really low. And it was much easier to see. You can see where the line was. Maybe you can. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't typically section off my canvas. And this kit itself is just so big that if I didn't, I would have to peel like almost all of it up. So let's grab a couple colors. Let's be boring. Let's start with black and white, shall we? Anyway, now that that's out of the way, what do I want to work on first? Let's work on some white. Oop, that was a lot. So if you guys do hear some beeping, if you don't know, I do use a kitchen timer. If you guys are new here, I'd love to lie and say that's not a normal representation of how all over the place I am, but it is. So if you love it, here for the rambles. Let me know down below. Anyway, so getting back to what a whip and chat is, since I so rudely interrupted myself, you can have this on while you work on whatever your work in progress is. Does not have to be diamond painting. I know some people will listen to it while they do household chores or just in the background. Sometimes I like to watch people's whip and chats before I go to bed. It makes me feel like I'm hanging out with a friend. You can paint alongside or work on whatever you're working on alongside with me. You can watch it. You can do it however you want. There is no right or wrong way to diamond paint. I feel like there's no right or wrong way to craft in general. I mean, I'm sure there are some people out there who don't necessarily agree with that. But you do what works for you. And what works for me may not be the thing that works for you. And what works for you may not be the thing that works for me. That's why Baskin-Robbins has 31 flavors. And if you live somewhere that doesn't have a Baskin-Robbins, I'm so sorry. That was actually one of my first real jobs. Fun fact. It was my first, like, real legal job. I did, like, babysitting and stuff like that. I'm going to age myself here, but I worked there as a teenager when Y2K was the big concern for our world. And if you guys are young and you have no idea what I'm talking about, the long and short of it is, in 1999, everyone thought that at the stroke of midnight on New Year's, so January 1st, 2000, that none of the computers would be able to work. The banks would all crash because for the last 99 years, they had used 19, 9 and then a blank. But in general, for the last decade, it had been 1900. So on all of like old paper checks, it would just say, leave a line for the date, and then it would say 19 and then a line, and you would write in the year. Well, we're talking about the age of technology that was not what it is today. And so people were legitimately scared that like the world was going to end. And I have no idea why this is where we're going with the whip and chat right now, but that's where we're going. So I hope you're enjoying it. So I worked there, and at the time, I had to have permission because of my age to be out after, I want to say work permits for teenagers ended at 10 p.m., 8 p.m., whatever it was. I had to have like written permission that I was supposed to be out that late. If you have a junior driver's license, which I don't even know if they do that anymore, which was when you were 16, 17. Yeah, 16 or 17. And it was notated by the color of your license and the direction of your license. Now, I live in Pennsylvania. I don't know where you guys live, and I don't know how your IDs work versus ours, but for those who were under 18, it was one color. And then 18, 19, and 20 was a different color, and they all went vertically. And then once you were 21 and older, your IDs went horizontally. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to think of what my ID looks like. It was really easy. Just like if a cop pulled you over, they could tell what restrictions you had just by the way your ID looked without even looking at the information. And like I said, I don't know if that's still accurate because I've been over 16 for a long time. I've been over 21 for a long time. Which is not the point of the story. Anyway, so I worked at Baskin-Robbins, and it was one of those Baskin-Robbins Dunkin' Donuts. And we worked, our location was really close to a police station, so we would get police officers in before their shifts all the time. And we were worried that, you know, the world was going to end. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess if it's going to end, you know, at least it'll end deliciously. I'll have ice cream and donuts and all that fun stuff. So that's how I spent my Y2K time. And of course, when I woke up for work in the morning, the world did not end. And technology was able to update. Now, it's amazing if you live anywhere that has daylight savings. So shout out to you, Arizona. You don't have daylight savings time. I want to say Indiana doesn't, and I think there's one other state. But anyway, The rest of us have daylight savings. You try to update like a VCR clock and you're like, oh my God, it takes forever. Try to update your car radio. I don't know about you guys, but I usually just say screw it and I let it drive around for, 6 months going, okay, well, I know it's an hour early. Or it's an hour off. Man, you wake up with a cell phone, you wake up and it's already changed the time for you. That technology was not like that in 1999, 2000. And some of you never had those struggles, and it shows. I have a niece who, when she was younger, she couldn't understand why we didn't just connect to Wi-Fi. And we were like, Wi-Fi didn't exist. Not only did Wi-Fi not exist, but if you downloaded something through landline internet, like if you try to download a music, like an album or a song, oh my God, it would take hours. Now, you sneeze and you have an entire Blu-ray HD ultraviolet movie downloaded to your phone in, seconds, maybe minutes. Anyway, so, okay, now I'm getting a groove here. Get your groove thing. Shake your groove thing. Yeah. So it is a beautiful day here. It was like 35 degrees this morning, which is weird because it's almost 70 degrees now. Yay, fall. And we took so much advantage of that earlier today. I don't know when you guys are going to see this, but today, currently, when I'm filming this, the election was last night. And I don't know why I just brought that up, but anyway, we had regular, like, seasonable fall temperatures. I waited outside to vote, and it was like a pavilion attached to, I vote in a senior center, like a senior community center, and I was outside. My wait personally wasn't too long for what I had seen other people having to wait. I think I waited about 40 minutes, but it was cold, so I was out there in a jacket. Today, I was outside in a t-shirt and jeans, and I was ready for some shorts again. So this weather here is so all over the place, but for the next couple days, we're supposed to have really nice weather. So we took the kiddo out for a walk today. We have a house down the street. We can see their front yard from our back porch. Or in my kiddo's case, she has her bedroom window faces their house. So they had these giant inflatable pumpkins out for Halloween, and yesterday or the day before, we watched them take the pumpkins down and replace it with a turkey. And so she wanted to walk and go see the turkeys today, so we did that. And she's currently napping, which is wonderful. We've been on a bit of a nap strike, which, if you have a toddler, you know how important naps are. Is that 3 or 4? I can't tell. So, there we go. Ta-da! This canvas is so fun. I don't know. Everybody has their own personal style of things they like and things they don't like. For me personally, I'm much more into the people. Like, I love the faces, like the Hannah Lynn's and the Mandy Manzano, that kind of stuff. I absolutely love that. There's a couple other artists that I absolutely adore, but that style is what I really tend to gravitate towards. And up until, was it September when the Chuck Along was happening? Which, if you don't know what the Chuck Along is, it was a diamond painting event for Chuck Pinson pieces, and his work is all beautiful landscape, and seeing everybody put their whips and their finishes, I was just like, wow, maybe I do want to try a scenic image. That's how you guys know I haven't had enough coffee. Just tried to put that there. Yas. One of my finer moments, I guess. So, I Do I want to do these or the L's? I'll do these. Oh, that is the L's. Well, I guess we're doing the L's. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, this. Haha. Good Lord. If you guys ever want to know what a day in the life of Lindsay is like, this is pretty much it. And when I'm not diamond painting, I'm dealing with a toddler. Or she's dealing with me. Whatever. You know, same difference. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I would like to try something scenic. And then Diamond Art Club released this, and I was like, without doubt, this is what I want to do. And this is my first one that I've ever done, which I haven't done. I'm just working on it. And the image itself is, what was it, 105 by 70, so it's a big piece. And I'm very excited, but the thing that I love most about this canvas in particular is each section that I work on is so different from the one around it. Like right here, you can see I'm building like evergreens and there's a bridge, but up here, these were all mountains. Like, let me tilt you up real quick. So I finished this section. It had mountains. And there was some cherry blossoms. And then the section down at the bottom was mushrooms. So each little section is different, which I absolutely have been loving. If you were ever curious, yes, burnout is real. When you see people, especially working on a big canvas or a canvas that is surrounded by a lot of a certain color, you can absolutely burn yourself out, which is why I think so many people love doing the small kits in between. I call them palette cleansers for that reason. It's the little snack size paintings. And everybody's snack size is different. Some people say, you know, a 40 by 60 or smaller. Some people will say, you know, 30 by 30 is perfect. Like I said, there's no wrong way to diamond paint. So whatever works for you, whatever is your preference, that's your preference. So for me, I have a bunch of snack size paintings. Sometimes I get into them to cleanse my palette. Like sherbet. Sherbet is so refreshing. Do you guys like sherbet? What's your favorite flavor? Let me know down below. I usually like something that's like orange or peach. I don't know how we're back onto iced products, but here we are. That was really off. Whatever, we'll fix that. I'm not one of those people that obsesses about having everything being perfect, which if you are, then you're probably watching this going, oh God, it's so crooked, that's so this, but I think I'm also a lot more forgiving in terms of things with diamond painting. Like, I don't mind if you can see a little bit underneath of the canvas, because at the end of the day, nobody's looking at the canvas up close, except for while I'm working on it. Let me move you guys up so I don't keep hitting it. But I digress. So, anyway, this kit in particular, I just love that even though it's big, each day I sit down to work on it, it feels like I'm working on something different than I was, you know, the days prior. I think that's really helpful in this. And like, if you're doing one that's just the face of somebody, and then it's surrounded by, let's just say, a sea of black, you get to the point where you're like, I'm just tired of laying down all this 310. Which, if you're new to diamond painting, 310 is the DMC color code for black. So, I have done many a painting where I was living that 310 life. I've also done paintings where the background is a totally different color. The llama corn from Sheena Pike was, first of all, one of the cutest things ever. But it is a llama unicorn, and then all around it is white. Now, I was fine because I just busted out the multiplacer and I just got it going. And I had another one that was also a background of white. But, and if I do one that has a lot of dark colors, or a lot of more of the muted shades, then I tend to pick something brighter for the canvas afterwards. Okay, well that seems like there's still plastic there. There is. Well, we're just going to worry about that when we're done. I had somebody ask me if I could do a video on how to section off canvases, and if this is further proof that I probably can't, then I do apologize. There are lots of people out there who are far more knowledgeable about things than I am, or do things differently. Each one of us do things completely differently. I know there's some people out there who don't use multiplacers at all, and then I know other people who use their multiplacer to pick up single drills or multiple drills. They just, that's what they like to do. I'm currently using a 4-placer. Oh, there's definitely plastic there. Ooh, okay, there's a lot of plastic left on this canvas. Let's see. That was actually far easier than I expected it to be. Woohoo! I'm trying to be very gentle. Yeah, alright, I think we're good. Man. I know people love washi tape, but I have such issue with it. I have issue with a lot of things, if that wasn't apparent. Oh, man. Where were we? Where were we? Yeah. Is there still plastic? What is happening? There sure is. If I could run for mayor of Hot Mess Express Town, this should be my campaign video. Holy crap. You know, where are actual scissors? You guys are probably, if you're watching this, you're probably like, this is the weirdest video I've ever watched. I mean, maybe not. I don't judge. And if you guys are listening to this, I apologize. It's probably not very entertaining. Anyway. And part of me feels like maybe I shouldn't upload this because this is such a mess of a video. But this is real life, guys. If you want to know what it's like, this is it. Anyway, where were we? I was just rambling. So, anyway, super long story short, I'm really enjoying this canvas. And I know you guys are probably ready to see me work on something different. We are little less than 2 months away from Alice in a Winter Wonderland, which I am super excited about. If you guys want more information, I will link that in the eye. If anybody here, I made myself a note. Anybody else here notice that the eye seems to have disappeared on mobile version? It pops up when you put it in there, but I used to be able to just tap on the screen and see whatever was in the eye. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, in the top corner, there is an actual eye, like the letter I, not an eyeball. And you can link different videos or playlists in there. If I'm referencing something, I can click it in there, and then you guys can just click it and watch that as well. I mean, if you guys want to do a deep dive and watch all my videos, you're amazing. If you don't, you know, totally understand that too. I'll just put whatever's relevant to what I'm talking about. But I noticed the other day when I was watching somebody else's video, And they were talking about something being linked in the eye. And I was like, where did the eye go? And then I played back one of my own in the YouTube studio. And I couldn't find it. Not the eye, but... Or not the YouTube studio, but the eye. Anyway, this is... If you guys have made it this far, you deserve a virtual high five. Okay. In case anyone was curious if Diamond Art Club was sticky or not, I don't know if you noticed me touching all over the actual canvas to get that plastic off, and it's still sticky, so yes. If you ever find yourself in a moment where part of your canvas is no longer sticky, you can wipe it down with a damp, like a baby wipe or something like that. I would not recommend like a fibery towel or anything like that, because that will stick. And then you just let it air dry until it gets tacky again. And I'm talking about damp, not like soaking wet. And if you have a canvas where you find the drills are sliding all over the place, you can let that sit uncovered for a little bit to help cure it. So that just means that it was covered before the glue had fully set. Nothing wrong with that. It happens. Sometimes you'll find that in just certain sections of canvases. For all different companies. It's not exclusive to, you know, one kind or another. But I've also had canvases that just aren't sticky. Not Diamond Art Club. I've never had that issue with them. But some of the lesser quality canvases, I guess, I've worked on. Alright. Do you guys pull all the colors you need in a section out at a time? Or do you just grab them one at a time? I was having that conversation with a friend of mine recently. Hey, Katie. And she just does one color at a time. But she can put her drill tray, like, right on her workstation, and I can't. I work on a drafting table, which, if you've ever wondered if I tilt it up, it's been a while. I rarely do that, simply because then I have nowhere to put the rest of my stuff that I need on my desk. So, this particular drafting table came with a stool that is, like, meant for very small people or children. If I remember correctly, it had like a little over 100-pound weight limit. And I was like, that's not even relevant for most average size adults. But I use it next to my desk as storage, I guess. I just place my oh my gosh, you guys, I'm losing my train of thought left and right. My drill trays. Thank you, Lindsay. So, if you guys saw my room tour video, or my desk tour, my mini desk tour, I did show it briefly. I'll link that up there, too. Oops, sorry. I'll link that in the eye. But, if you ever filmed a video and been like, this is just nonsensical, crazy pants. Because that's where I'm at right now. Or have you ever watched somebody else's video and been like, huh, I'm not sure what was going on there. Because I feel like that's also happening right now. If you guys are still here, thank you. But anyway, so I just keep them on my desk until either there's too many colors out at a time, or I'm done that section and then I put them back in their home. I guess if I had smaller drill tray containers, I might keep them on my desk. No, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably still. But. So. Right now, I only have those 3 colors, but yesterday, goodness gracious, I had so many colors out. But that's one of those things. When you work on a canvas that has a lot of colors, unless there's just tons and tons and tons of color blocking, most section is going to have multiple colors in it. And I forgot what canvas I was working on, and I had all but 3 colors in just one little area that I was working. Now, it might have been, 2 or 3 of one color, but still had to pull the container out. So, man, can you guys believe it's November already? I mean, I can. It's my birthday month. But I feel like everybody just flipped a switch and went from Halloween, everything, to just Christmas. It's like, can we not skip November? November has Thanksgiving. Well, if you're American, it has Thanksgiving. And, I mean, I know Thanksgiving is going to look a lot different this year than it has in years past because there's a pandemic happening. And, this is not here for a debate, but the numbers are showing that we're about to have a second wave, or we're in a second wave, or it's coming, or however you want to word it. And, it's sad that, my kiddo's not going to have a birthday party, which, I mean, doesn't make a difference to her. She's going to be 3. But we're not going to have all the family in one place. Probably won't be anything happening for Thanksgiving. I mean, my husband and I will probably be here cooking for ourselves. But speaking of cooking, we got our first HelloFresh box. And I don't know which video is going to come first, but I actually had somebody ask me if I could do a, what I eat in a day kind of video. And, well, this isn't going to be a true what I eat in a day video because I said this in the video with my husband and I, which if you haven't seen that yet, go check that out. I'll try to link that in the eye as well. I'm going to attempt to make a note here, and it doesn't want to be working. So, well, editing Lindsay's probably going to be super annoyed, but it is what it is. We can't do true vlog style videos because we don't show our kiddo on social media. You might see an occasional photo of her, like, from behind. Flat lays are fine, but you very rarely are going to see anything other than just her outfit. And so if you do see one of those photos of her from behind, or her hands, or her little feet, something like that, those are not the norm. They're not our norm. And this is personal parenting decisions, again, not up for debate. And I have zero issue if you are a parent and you share every moment of your child's life on the internet. That's your decision as a parent, and I'm not here to tell you what to do or to judge you on that. So you do you, boo. Like, go on. Because I've had people that I'm friends with, like, talk about this with me, and then they're like, well, you don't have a problem with me posting pictures of my kid, do you? No, as long as you're not posting pictures of my kid with your kid, you do whatever you want, and that's you. That's your parenting decisions. Which I've said this before. Don't ever offer somebody unsolicited parenting advice, especially if you're not a parent. Working with children, being a babysitter, having lots of siblings, being a nanny, that doesn't make you an expert on children or my child or anyone else's child. You can only speak to what was relevant to you in those experiences, and unless somebody is asking for them, please don't offer that. Just a friendly tidbit from one mama to the world, or to my small little corner of the internet here. But anyway, so we got HelloFresh, and our first box came today. And for those who don't know, my husband enjoys being in the kitchen. I do not. Everybody has things that, whether it's rational or irrational, that cause them a lot of anxiety. And for me, it is being in the kitchen. I've never put pressure on myself to be this, you know, Martha Stewart level cook or anything like that. But up until the pandemic, my husband was typically not here while I was preparing dinner because of his work hours. So I was always cooking and doing everything I needed to do while there was a tiny human around. And there's nothing more difficult than trying to get something done in the kitchen when you have a tiny human pulling on your pants or needing your attention at that exact moment. And it's for me, it just caused a lot of anxiety. And then added on with the, you know, one of my biggest pet peeves with recipes is it'll be like prep time 10 minutes and 40 minutes later I'm still prepping. I'm like, I don't have someone to just mise en place my stuff, and I don't have, you know, someone here peeling my vegetables and doing this. Like, I have to do it all myself. So I always found dinner ran much later than I needed it to be, which caused a lot of stress for the child. And he just kind of assumed that role during the pandemic to take over in the kitchen, which was great because I don't particularly find cooking enjoyable, tiny human or not, and he does. But with the cost of groceries and the putting himself at risk of exposure going to the market multiple times, we just decided to try this. And we have our first box. We did the unboxing. He's going to make the first dinner tonight. I was going to actually edit over this time and then schedule it to post. But then he was like, well, shouldn't we add in a little bit at the end about, like, at least how the meal was? And I was like, oh yeah. So that can't be done until after the meal has been cooked and eaten. So, and it's totally different than anything we've ever done. It's totally different than I've ever filmed. So I hope you guys like it. That will be coming soon. My guess is this will come up before then. But if not, then hopefully editing Lindsay remembers to put it in the eye. Someone's going to figure out where the eye is that I can't find on the mobile version all of a sudden and be like, there's 16 things linked in here. Never my goal to have that much, but sometimes you've just talked about that many different things in your past. All right. Oh my God. Thankfully, most of that was caught on the parchment paper. You guys. Choo-choo. Hot Mess Express coming through. Parchment paper. It's good for more than one thing. Thank goodness that only fell right there and not all over my uncovered part of the canvas. Oh my gosh. I feel like I should just title this Whip and Chat Hot Mess Express. Maybe I will. I probably won't. Let's grab one more color. Oh. Do you guys have a favorite or least favorite symbol? I put too much in there. That's all right. These, the corners, I've said this before. Oops, sorry. I dislike them. Because even if they're different colors, like these are two examples. They're both corners. One's this corner, one's the top corner. But my canvas is currently this way. So when I'm looking at it, I need to make sure to leave my container on the table this way so it lines up from here to there. And that's like probably not even a problem for a lot of people, but I get confused easily. What can I say? I was watching, Katie just did her video for the Josephine wall that she has. And if you guys haven't seen it, go check her out. She has a Josephine wall canvas from Diamond Painting Deutschland. And it has 220 colors. And oh my goodness, the preparation she had to put into to just doing that video in general, I can't even imagine. I watched it and all I could think of was, thank goodness, you, not me. But I said to her, well, let me see some of the weird symbols. So she was showing some. And they have, do you guys remember those web dings that they had at Microsoft? Microsoft Word. I don't know if they still do or not. I haven't had an official version of Microsoft since I got my degree in 20... Crap, what year did I get that? 2017 maybe? Yes, I think it was right. Because we announced that we were pregnant at my graduation party. No, that's not right. I don't know. 2016. It was 2016 I graduated. You'd think I would know these things, but time is a thief, man. Anyway, so I had my student version and it expired, so I just don't have it on my computer, so I can't guarantee. But man, when I was younger, those web dings, they were the best. I don't know if anyone else did this or if I'm just that strange, but I would take like a master list of it and have it printed out, and then I would write messages to people while actually writing out the web dings. So like I would write a word with the symbols. Anyone else do that? Or just me? But yeah, it's really, some of those symbols are quite strange. And I mean, obviously you're going to run out of normal symbols. And I air quoted that if anyone is listening and not viewing. And I've been trying to be more aware and more proactive on it for those who use closed captioning. I have been adding them to my videos. I've been attempting to, I should say. I've had a couple videos where I just can't get it to work, and I'm sure it's just user error because I don't know what I'm doing. But, and they're only in English. I don't know how to, it's like next level YouTube stuff. I don't know how to do it in other languages. But if anybody has a need or desire for subtitles in another language, please let me know, and I will do my best to make it work for you guys. As always, I've said it before, I want to make content you guys want to watch. I want to make stuff that I like making and that you're going to enjoy watching. If you are a creator, you know you have your own analytics, and it's pretty apparent what videos people tend to gravitate towards versus others. But if it's something I enjoy doing and it's not getting the same number of viewers, I'm probably still going to do it just because I enjoy it. But I don't want to make content that you guys are like, we don't need that here. Which, hopefully nobody thinks that. But if you guys have any ideas or of videos you'd like to see, or anything that you really want from me, please, you can leave it down in the comment section below. I always have my Facebook group linked and my Instagram. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Hop into the group, let me know. I had a request for that room tour, or studio setup, I guess, and I was able to get that made, and that's quick and easy. I'm trying to do things right. And I don't want to do, 15,000 unboxings, and then you go, well, are you going to ever do anything with them? So I'm trying, and I definitely want to do stuff that I know you guys are going to enjoy as well. So my inbox is always open for suggestions. So, and I have been doing some more non-diamond painting content, and some of it you guys are absolutely loving, and some of it you guys seem to not care about at all. And that's fine. I want to branch out and do more than just one thing. If you guys ever watched the introduction to my video, or to my channel video, I said right off the bat that I had plans for this channel to be more than just diamond painting, which I love diamond painting. Don't get me wrong. But there's so many other sides to me. I am a mother. I have a child who has an airway disorder. That's something very near and dear to my heart. Probably shouldn't do that, but I just did. Whoops. My daughter and I are both heavily involved in the small shop world, so if you guys saw, I did my first small shop haul. I will probably do more of those just because I tend to get a lot of things all at once. If you're on Facebook and you're looking to get into the small shop world as a consumer, one of the best things I can recommend is join one of the small shop showcases. And there's one that I absolutely adore. I will link that down below if I don't remember. If it's not in the description box and I say it's going to be, whether it's this or something else, please just let me know. I'm human. I may just overlook something. Or if I'm editing a video that's an hour-long video, sometimes you miss things. Even if it's a 5-minute video, you might miss things, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, the small shop showcase, this is one where each showcase they do have X amount of small shop vendors, and small shop doesn't have to be handmade. It just has to be small shop. And you might have different definitions of handmade. Like today I am wearing a screen printed t-shirt. Did she make the t-shirt? No, but she did the rest of it by hand. So I would call this handmade. But then I also have shops that are truly handmade, cut the fabric, sewn the seams, did all of that. But in these small shop showcases, they can feature shops that you didn't know you needed in your life. And it can be anything from homemade bath products to bows to t-shirts, sweatshirts, socks, hand knit hats. There's so many different things. And that's actually how I found the jewelry shop that we rep for, Shop Kindred Together. Again, if I remember to, I will link that down below. Technically, that is considered an affiliate link. You use code LIT, just L-I-T, and it saves you 15%. And I do earn a very small commission off of that. However, when I signed on to be a rep, I had no idea. So I got my first email on a payday, and I was like, wait, what? I had no idea. But I found her shop in one of these small shop showcases, and I bought a couple items, and I absolutely loved it. I had purchased some hand-stamped, was it necklaces? Necklaces, and then I got a keychain. And then I also got a bangle keychain, which those are super, super fun. And I'll see if I can insert a photo right here. But it is like a bangle bracelet, and it has key rings on it that you can hook your keys to, keychains to. I've seen people use it where they hook up the little plastic baggie dispenser for walking their dogs to it. And they're so easy, especially with some people may not want to put their hands directly into their purse after they've been out in public. They're really easy. You can just slip it over your wrist, or because it's bigger like that, it'll just sit on top and it's really easy to find. And so I bought those, and then I saw she had put up a rep search, and I was like, you know what? I love her products, and she's a super sweet owner. And I applied, and I'm not sure how many terms I've been there now, but I absolutely love it. And I love finding new shops through these small shop showcases. And this particular one is called Small Shop Showcase for a Good Cause. And each of the different ones they do, I believe they're weekly. They donate to a different cause. So you buy something and it goes to helping someone else. It's a win-win for everyone. And I imagine there's something similar on Instagram. I'm sure there is. A lot of these Instagram shops actually do their purchasing through a website or through Facebook or whatever it is. So, but yeah. And if you guys ever have any questions, I've had people actually message me on Instagram, ask how I got into something, or, you know, something like that. Feel free. It's not a secret. I'm trying to see if I'm missing any down here. Look how much it's coming around, you guys. Ugh, keep hitting the camera arm. See, and I like this. This section here has like a nice little bit of like small color blocking. The section above, oh my gosh, the sky was just pure color blocking. I couldn't believe how quickly I got through it. Are you guys team confetti or team color block? Let me know. I used to think I was team confetti, but now I realize I need to be a nice combo of both. Nope. Miscalculated. So sometimes I like the confetti, but I can't have it all confetti all the time. It just, I don't want to keep color changing, you know? Like, it gives you the best detail, which is, you know, why it exists. That's how you get gradients and shading and things like that. But sometimes, like the section up here, I had one color. It was literally one drill in that color. And I was like, why? Why did you exist over here? Were you meant to exist over here? But I don't know. And I feel like the more I diamond paint, the more my feelings change on my preferences. Isn't that just how life goes, though? Could be really into one thing for a long time and then just be like, I'm over it. Hopefully you guys aren't over me. But that being said, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. Lost my train of thought. Anyway. What's the weather like where you guys are? I'm very excited for the next couple days. I would love to do something outdoors with her that is more than just walking. Her OT recommended, she's like, there's this private walking trail near us that I didn't know. And she said during the mornings and the day, or I guess in the mornings, it's like open to anybody. And I guess later in the day they use it for the cross-country team, which is interesting because I don't live near the high school or the middle school. Do middle schools have cross-country teams? I don't. If you know, let me know. I live near an elementary school, but I can't imagine they have I don't want to say organized sports because there are baseball fields there. I don't know. I don't know who uses it for cross country, but someone does. So she said it's really flat, but it's really private, and it's she thinks it would do wonders for our kiddo. So we're gonna check that out. I wanted to go through and put away her summer clothes and make sure that I don't have anything other than, I don't want to call them winter clothes, but cold weather clothes. But the problem is, I can't, when there's days that are super warm, I don't want to get rid of all of that. We're also at a transitional time, and anyone who has, like, children knows what I'm talking about, when all of a sudden you're like, okay, not only do I need to get rid of the shorts in the winter, she doesn't need the shorts, which I say that, and I'll probably still keep at least one pair of shorts, just to wear over tights, if the look is there. But we're at that point where she's starting to need a different size. Not because it's too tight for her. She's just tall. And over the summer, she can wear shorts that are far smaller than the size pants she wears because they fit her in the waist. But they're shorts. Like, they're meant to be shorts. And she's a little kid. It doesn't matter how long her shorts are. You know, when you're a little bit older, it makes it harder when your shorts are super short and you're trying to cover yourself better. But she's 2, you know. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I need to start sizing up a lot of her clothes because she's just too long for them. And we were in size 6 to 9 for almost a year. True story. And by the time we needed to size up, like, it was just pulling in the crotch because it was too short. It wasn't because it was too small. She had already passed the length for 9 to 12, so we never wore 9 to 12. We kind of went from 6 to 9 right to 12 to 18. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that because she was in that 6 to 9 for so long, she kind of stretched everything, like, to its max, and we didn't realize how much, I guess, she had been in them until she had, like, one thing that somebody had gifted us in a 9 to a 12, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's pulling in the crotch, it's so short. So, the plight of a tall, skinny babe. I mean, I would say one day she'll appreciate it, but she probably won't because she's a child. And they don't want things to be complicated. They just want to be able to put on a pair of pants. Or not. Depends on your kid. Do you guys have kids that prefer to be not in clothing? Because I have a lot of friends like that. She's funny, though. She put on a skirt over her pajamas today. But on that note, I think we are going to end this here. We got a good amount done. Hopefully you guys got a lot done over this past hour, which I can't believe it's been an hour already. Maybe you guys can, because it was a complete disaster riding on that Hot Mess Express. But if you guys have made it to this point, let me know your favorite color down below. While you're here, make sure you give this video 2 thumbs up, 1 real life, 1 virtual. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and come join the Sparkle Squad. Make sure you hit that notification bell. I do not upload on a schedule. I operate on toddler standard time, so I give what I give and you get what you get, and that's about the best I can do. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!